All right, we're trying this again. So we're going to go live. We are live, and I hope that you're doing great. If you're here, I'd love to know if you're here. Join. So let's talk about how to stop second guessing your intuition. So many of us receive intuitive moments. Like we have intuition that comes through, and many of us sometimes, if we've not really worked with a regular basis of connecting with our spirit guides and our intuition, say, crap, I should have so listened to myself. And that's because we end up second guessing our intuition. So today we're going to be talking about that. And if you've not taken my quiz before, I encourage that you do, to really learn your intuitive type, like the primary way you receive your intuitive messages. And you can do that at messengerofspirit.com/quiz. And if you've just joined us for the first time, you might wonder who I am. So my name is Whitney. I am a certified medium and spiritual teacher. And my passion and mission is for you to really clearly connect with your spirit guides to receive intuitive messages, align to your life purpose, and attract abundance. So I also have a free resource. If you've not gotten it already, go to messengerspirit.com/blocks so that you can discover any abundance blocks you might have. And when we do that, a lot of times we realize intuitive blocks. They go hand in hand. So we have 2 free resources for you so that you can really understand your intuitive type, but also remove blocks or discover the blocks is really what we're going to focus on in the course. So it has to do with abundance, but oftentimes it has to do with your intuition. So we're going to go back to stop second guessing your intuition. How many of you have done that? I mean, I think we all have. Sometimes people tell me I always listen to my intuition. I'm like, I bet there's like one time that you didn't, and you kind of kicked yourself for it. So let's talk about ways to get over it. And actually, I want to talk about why we do it. Well, we do it because we're so taught to pay attention to the physical, tangible things in the world. We're taught to create relationships and all those things we do need in life. But many of us don't have that spiritual, intuitive education that occurs naturally as we evolve as humans. And so because we don't have that nurturing of the intuition, we end up losing it at some age. I normally see around age 7 to 9 where we start kind of losing it. And then at some point we want to get it back. And then we were taught to pay attention to all the things that are right in front of us that are so clear that we then second guess ourselves on the intuitive aspect because our intuition is intangible. And in fact, that is our spirit. That is our spirit that is communicating to us to say, hey, this is the guidance that I'm giving you, and I know best. Please listen to me. And we just kind of shove that part of ourselves down. And so my goal, my mission is to help you really start to pay more attention to that intuitive guidance. So your intuition comes in from your higher self. It comes in from your spirit guides. It's really important that we start making that a priority. And so one of the ways to stop second guessing yourself, or just guessing like, am I doing this or not, is to really, one, accept that you're intuitive. What I hear is, I don't know if I'm intuitive. Some people have it, some people don't. Trust me, everyone has an intuitive skill. Everyone's intuitive. Everyone has a spirit, so everyone's intuitive. It's listening to your own spirit, listening to your spirit guides. That is really how we receive the information. So the first step is to accept that you're intuitive, if you have been wondering if you are or you aren't. And then the next step that you want to do is to discover your intuitive type, because we've seen movies, we've heard of some miraculous experiences. We might have talked to other people and we've heard their experiences. And so sometimes we expect it to come in a certain way. Now, I was just talking to some of my members inside one of my programs about being a channeler. And so those who are channelers really experience their intuition through their body, just through their body. So if their body's tired, if their body's energized, if their body feels nauseous, if their body is just responsive to a situation, that's your intuition talking to you. You've got to listen to your body. And sometimes, especially those who are intuitive and love to play in the higher chakras, they can be disconnected from their body. But if you are someone who has claircognizance, it comes in through a knowing, or it will come in through your body. Your body just responds to whatever it is. And so that's really important to know, that it may not look like what other people's look like. So you're unique. You do have an intuitive skill, but get to know your type. And so you can get to know your type at messengerspirit.com/quiz if you want to take it, if you want to retake it. So understanding that you might see, you might hear, you might feel, and then you might know, that's really important. And then once you do that, it's really nice and important for you to have consistency with it. That is really a game changer, because we are so used to everything else that we do throughout the day, in our business and our personal life. I mean, we make phone calls, we text people, we do work, we have a conversation with our family. Those are all things that we're used to. What is really important is the consistency. So you start getting used to the consistency of actually connecting to your intuition, to your guides. So I always say to make it a priority the first thing in your day, or make it a priority at some point in your day, to really see how those messages are coming through for you. So checking in with your spirit guides, checking in. The more consistent you are, the easier it's going to be, and you're going to stop second guessing yourself. Now, really, when we start second guessing ourselves, it's trust. We just don't trust. And so what I'd invite you to do is to look in areas of your life where you're not trusting. Look in areas of your life. Maybe it's relationship, job, maybe it's financial security, perhaps it's in the home, whatever it is, what are you not trusting? And so this can just continue to unfold. And so you may want to find somebody to guide you through that process if you come up with some big trust issues, someone like a licensed counselor. And when you're doing that and you work in other areas of trust in your life, you also increase the trust with your intuition and your spirit guides. Sometimes there's some heavy blocks that comes up where you're like, I just don't really trust myself. Maybe there's some decisions before where you just felt like they weren't right. It's okay. But looking at increasing the trust that you have in your life will also increase the trust that you have with your intuition. And so working with that is going to be important. But my challenge here to you is to allow yourself to choose one thing during your day that you're going to make a decision from your intuition, and then follow through with it. So instead of feeling like I've got to really make sure and analyze everything, just choose one thing in your day that you're going to make a decision from your intuition, and that's it. Like, that's your rule for yourself. You're not going to have any wiggle room for your mind, for your ego to analyze. Just give yourself permission and say, I give myself permission on this specific decision to totally make it from my intuition, and that's that. Like, there's no other anything else that needs to be done. It's just that simple. So see how that goes for you. Now, one last tip is I love to write things down, and then you'll reflect back on them. So I was just talking to one of my students yesterday, and she said, you know, Whitney, I write things down. She's a channeler, and so she will write down whatever comes through in her body through writing or through her knowing. And then she'll say, you know, it doesn't really make sense at the time, but 3 days later, I look back and it makes so much sense. So that in itself helps you stop second guessing your intuition. Writing things down is really, really important. So I'd love to know what you are going to commit to. So put it in the comments for me. What are you ready to commit to? Just say, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can make one decision today or one decision tomorrow for my intuition, and encourage you to write things down. So what we're going to do is we are going to have every Tuesday of this month is going to be about abundance. And then every Thursday of the month, we're going to do more about spirit guides and intuition and connecting in that way. And it's really important that we understand these things connect together. Sometimes when I talk to spiritual intuitive souls, they're like, but money doesn't motivate me. That's fine. That's great. But is there a block? And if there is a block, it could be blocking you from your intuition. So abundance comes in so many different ways, shapes, and forms, through abundance of happiness, joy, relationships, your job, your where you live, your freedom, how it feels. But what I'll say is money is definitely connected because it's all energy. And we'll see how that connects in through your intuition. So if you haven't taken the quiz, go to messengerspirit.com/quiz. And if you would like to discover more about some blocks, and we talk about abundance blocks, I specifically in this course will tie it into money too. But when you take it, you can really start to understand, maybe I've got some blocks in these other areas. Then I'd love for you to take this course. It's free. You can have access to it right now. Go to messengerspirit.com/blocks. It does expire, so you'll want to make sure to sign up and take it as soon as possible. Well, I have loved connecting with you. Thanks for being with me through our little technical glitch. But I will be back next Tuesday to talk about abundance, and I will see you then. All right, bye for now.